He's a clever bowler, Kesrick Williams. Changes his pace all the time. Yeah, lovely. Leg cutter. Dropped the speed right down. Mohammad Nabi got it off the toe of the bat. It's a really good catch, folks. It was not an easy catch at all.
Oh, definitely. Very, very well judged catch, but all credit to Kesrick Williams. Just at the point of release when he's holding it, seemed to be holding it with 3 fingers. And more like a knuckle ball. It's coming out from top of edge of his fingers and slowed it down. Tempted Nabi. Another couple. The runs have come in this over, thick and fast, but there's also been an important wicket of Mohammad Nabi. 5 overs to go after this. Gregory must have been given instructions. Get a move on. Gregory got a first ball ducked the other day, but he's at the non-striker's end. Shovel is the word my mate next door tells me. Got a single anyway. 122 for 4 after 15.
Wow, দারুণ glow. So soft. কি মেখেছিস? Fair and Softy. বল না। এটা Fair and Lovely? নরম কোমল glow এর জন্য Fair and Lovely Winter Glow.
Fair and Lovely Winter Glow যা দেয় রিচ ময়েশ্চারাইজারের কোমলতা আর মাল্টিভিটামিনের গ্লো। Fair and Lovely Winter Glow.
Fair and Lovely Body Fairness Milk-এ মাল্টিভিটামিনের গ্লো পাও এখন নতুন মোড়কে। ভিটামিন সি সমৃদ্ধ মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেল ত্বককে দেয় সম্পূর্ণ সুরক্ষা।
122 for 4 after the end of the 15 over. All depends on Naeem Sheikh now. Well, around 72 or 47, but he needs a little bit of support. He will need somebody from the other end. This time it comes down the wicket. Only be a single. Important for the newcomer to realize that they've set the good platform, 6 wickets in hand. Just less than 5 overs to go in this innings. Didn't open up his account in the first match, but he has a very healthy strike rate, 146. If he can just bat through the overs, surely they can add another 50 odd.
Which will be pretty handy. Any score above the 160 mark, you'd feel as a batting unit that you've got something to defend. And that would be the target they'll be looking at. First ball duck for Gregory. What is he going to do with the first ball? He's half attempt to just stab it.
Might just take a few deliveries, but he cannot afford to take too many. For him to look to rotate the strike, get Naeem on strike. That's what he has done right now. Very good catch in the deep, but the skipper, Mahmudullah Riyad.
Big shot coming, boys.
Very good bowling so far, very economical. Just 4, his economy rate. Into his last over, he's got 3 balls left. He's taken a wicket, taken a catch. He's given away only 14 runs. Absolutely top-class performance. Leading from the front is Mahmudullah Riyad. Wants to finish it on a high.
He's very strong on the onside. We've already seen that.
Good boy.
Perhaps he does have the knack to pick up the lengths very early because he's excellent on the onside. There's no question about that.
Red bhai, come red bhai.
8 deliveries since the last boundary. Again, turning out to be a good over from Mahmudullah. Open spaces, nobody inside the circle on the onside in front of the square.
Big shot coming,
Gregory
big
and
shot
Naeem
coming,
now
big shot
building up
coming,
another
boys.
little partnership. Mahmudullah Riyad into his last ball.
man.
What a wonderful analysis it's going to be for him if he just manages to keep the batsman quiet.
couldn't connect it. He'll still keep a strike with that single. Very good over. Good spell from the skipper. 1 for 17 and 4. 127 for 4. Time for the Oshundara LPG strategic timeout.
ঘরে আনুন বাংলাদেশের একমাত্র ডিটিএইচ আকাশ। মাত্র 399 টাকায় পাচ্ছেন 40টিরও বেশি এইচডি চ্যানেল সহ 115টিরও বেশি চ্যানেল। আকাশ, ঝকঝকে টিভি দেখার নতুন দুনিয়া।
কি করিস? এই যে এটা দেখ। কর।
রবি 4.5G ভিডিও স্ট্রং নেটওয়ার্ক স্পেশালি আপনার জন্য। রবি। Get ready for the ultimate battle. Aggressive Tamimi Bad. The leader, Mashrafi Mortoja. Boom Boom Afridi. Speed star Wahabiyat. Versus Rising star Mosaddek. The big hitter, Johnson Charles. Nagin star, Nazmul Islam. Bangabandhu BPL T20 2019. Dhaka Platoon versus Sylhet Thunder. Today at 6:30 p.m. Live on GTV. Also on Rabbit Hole Web. Get ready for the ultimate battle. Aggressive Tamimi Bad. The leader, Mashrafi Mortoja. Boom Boom Afridi. Speed star Wahabiyat. Versus Rising star Mosaddek. The big hitter, Johnson Charles. Nagin star, Nazmul Islam. Bangabandhu BPL T20 2019. Dhaka Platoon versus Sylhet Thunder. Today at 6:30 p.m. Live on GTV. Also on Rabbit Hole Web.
Right, 4 more overs to be bowled. Remember, Rangpur Rangers were bowled out for 68, chasing a total of 173 against Kumilla Warriors. This has been a much better effort. Rana, none for 27. Rubil, none for 28. Keswick Williams is outstanding, 2 for 22. I thought Ryan Burler's bowled well, but Mahmudullah, look at his figures. 1 for 17 and 4. Cut short on that occasion. You're just getting hard to find the boundaries. So if you want to look to put a really good total, you've got to start looking for hit some boundaries here now. Let's go down to Anjum Chopra.
They have got a very certain, important member, an all-rounder in true respects, Mohammad Inayat Siraj, sir, standing alongside me. What a wonderful tournament you've organized, sir.
Actually, this tournament is the 7th edition is running. Previously, we finished 6th in a cycle. And this time, Bangladesh Cricket Board has taken the decision that we are going to organize in the name of Father Minister's 100th birth anniversary. This tournament is very, very important to Bengal people.
It's a lovely setting for sure, and just day 4, and we are seeing the crowds. Yesterday was near to a sold-out capacity crowd. But tell me, the reason of organizing 2 back-to-back BPLs, of course, there is a definite reason. Just earlier this year, we had one season, and this now another season.
There was, I think, there was a national election was there, so we have to shift these things from.
But you've been an all-rounder in true sense as well. You've played for the national side, an off-spinner, and you're an all-rounder in true sense. Why don't you share your thoughts on that?
Cricketing, which field?
So from cricketing to administration.
Cricket is very interesting. It's very interesting because I played 1982, then I left the cricket. After that, I was busy with my career, business, started business. In again 1991, I came to the board as a board member. And then on, I'm carrying 2019. And these two different fields, where you are playing in the field and it is off the field. And I took the charge in 1997 as a chief selector before 99 World Cup. So you can understand the stress and what time I have to spend for making our team with the help of our cricket board.
So which profile do you like more, as a player or someone who's organizing? And of course, your team as well over here, the Rangpur Rangers, they're doing pretty well today.
Still they're doing well. Still 4 overs left, and running scoreboard is not that very rich, I believe. So minimum we have to score 170 plus.
Well, I'll hope they can get to 170 or more. But thanks very much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much for giving me time. Thank you very much.
The current run rate will get them 156, and according to Mr. Siraj, the team director, we would want to see them score 170 or above. That's 13 from here on. Oh, nearly. But not enough legs. Yes, enough legs to just go over the fielder in the covers, but not enough to go over to the boundary. 2 more added.
Tantalizingly close to Mahmudullah. On his day, you'd expect that he might have taken that. As things have gone his way, make that effort. Brilliant effort. He's got to watch out for that hammy problem. Stretches enough, but just couldn't get hand on. And previous over, another opportunity. Again, not going to hand. Good diving efforts to no avail.
Was well bowled. Just dropped short of the keeper. Didn't collect it cleanly and allowing the batsman to cross over. Yep, just the edge of the fingertips. Really good effort from Ryan Burl. I was in that over from him a little while earlier. Good effort. Really good effort. Just getting past that fingertips.
That's another thing as a bowler you'd like to see. At least the fielders making an effort. Might go wrong or they might not get a catch, but what Mahmudullah also did the earlier part of this over, tried to go for that catch. That lifts your spirits as a bowler. You try and give it back to your team by bowling a good delivery and trying to get a wicket.
Yeah, what has happened to the old-fashioned Yorkers? Rushed away for a single. Hardly seen bowlers trying to bowl Yorkers. Maybe they did try, but they didn't get it right. And especially in these circumstances, especially in this format at the death, you would want to see, especially not even a seamer, even a spinner, try to bowl the Yorkers.
Yes, indeed. And we're talking about the wickets. Ajmal Hassan, the board president, has taken the effort and told his team that you've got to get all these wickets to have greener tops, more bounce here, so that they can get used to playing in different conditions. That stood up a little bit short of a length, it's back of a length. It did well to swivel around and get a single. Yeah, just taking your point about bowling the Yorkers. We saw a couple of low full tosses. Maybe those are the ones they were attempting for Yorkers. So this accuracy has been lacking to a certain extent from the bowlers.
Hey, talk about Rubulissian. He's tons of experience, and it's all about getting it right in the nets, and then you come and repeat it, backing yourself up to bowl these balls in the block hole. This is a slow bouncer. He's going to get caught. Just trying to be a little bit too cheeky. Naeem Sheikh well set and looking to pick up a boundary has perished.
Well,
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of your ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God. Vice President Johnson, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chief Justice, President Eisenhower, Vice President Nixon, President Truman, Reverend clergy, fellow citizens. We observe today not a victory of party, but a celebration of freedom, symbolizing an end as well as a beginning, signifying renewal as well as change. For I have sworn before you and Almighty God the same solemn oath our forebears prescribed nearly a century and 3/4 ago. The world is very different now, for man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life. And yet the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. This much we pledge and more. To those old allies whose cultural and spiritual origins we share, we pledge the loyalty of faithful friends. United, there is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative ventures. Divided, there is little we can do, for we dare not meet a powerful challenge at odds. and split asunder. To those new states whom we welcome to the ranks of the free, we pledge our word that one form of colonial control shall not have passed away merely to be replaced by a far more iron tyranny. We shall not always expect to find them supporting our view, but we shall always hope to find them strongly supporting their own freedom, and to remember that in the past, those who foolishly sought power by riding the back of the tiger ended up inside. To those people in the huts and villages of half the globe struggling to break the bonds of mass misery, we pledge our best efforts to help them help themselves for whatever period is required, not because the communists may be doing it, not because we seek their votes, but because it is right. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. To our sister republics south of our border, we offer a special pledge to convert our good words into good deeds, in a new alliance for progress, to assist free men and free governments in casting off the chains of poverty. But this peaceful revolution of hope cannot become the prey of hostile powers. Let all our neighbors know that we shall join with them to oppose aggression or subversion anywhere in the Americas. And let every other power know that this hemisphere intends to remain the master of its own house. To that World Assembly of Sovereign States, the United Nations, our last best hope, in an age where the instruments of war have far outpaced the instruments of peace, we renew our pledge of support to prevent it from becoming merely a forum for invective, to strengthen its shield of the new and the weak, and to enlarge the area in which its writ may run. Finally, to those nations who would make themselves our adversary, we offer not a pledge, but a request that both sides begin anew the quest for peace. Before the dark powers of destruction, unleashed by science, engulf all humanity in planned or accidental self-destruction, we dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed. But neither can two great and powerful groups of nations take comfort from our present course, both sides overburdened by the cost of modern weapons, both rightly alarmed by the steady spread of the deadly atom, yet both racing to alter that uncertain balance of terror that stays the hand of mankind's final war. So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that civility is not a sign of weakness, and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. Let both sides explore what problems unite us, instead of belaboring those problems which divide us. Let both sides, for the first time, formulate serious and precise proposals for the inspection and control of arms, and bring the absolute power to destroy other nations under the absolute control of all nations. Let both sides seek to invoke the wonders of science instead of its terrors. Together, let us explore the stars, conquer the desert, eradicate disease, tap the ocean depth, and encourage the arts and commerce. Let both sides unite to heed in all corners of the earth the command of Isaiah to undo the heavy burden and let the oppressed go free. And if a beachhead of cooperation may push back the jungle of suspicion, let both sides join in creating a new endeavor, not a new balance of power, but a new world of law, where the strong are just and the weak secure and the peace preserved. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days, nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days, nor in the life of this administration, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin. In your hands, my fellow citizens, more than mine, will rest the final success or failure of our course. Since this country was founded, each generation of Americans has been summoned to give testimony to its national loyalty. The graves of young Americans who answered the call to service surround the globe. Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need, not as a call to battle, though in battle we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in and year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. Can we forge against these enemies a grand and global alliance, north and south, east and west, that can assure a more fruitful life for all mankind? Will you join in that historic effort? In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. Finally, whether you are citizens of America or citizens of the world, ask of us here the same high standards of strength and sacrifice which we ask of you. With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking His blessing and His help, but knowing that here on earth God's work must truly be our own.